Good morning. Welcome to NKU for this very special occasion. In just a few moments, distinguished guests from the Board of Education and members of the Ryle administrative staff will proceed into the arena for commencement. The graduation ceremony is a very formal, elegant, and traditional event. I would like to ask that all of us treat this morning's commencement with the respect and dignity it deserves, so that everyone may enjoy this occasion together. Please take a moment to silence your cell phone. Also, please refrain from the use of any electronic or artificial noisemakers or anything else that may take away from the enjoyment of the evening by our graduates. In a few moments, our band will play Pomp and Circumstance. Please stand during the processional and remain standing for the national anthem and the pledge. Thank you. Please remain standing. At this time, members of the choir, please come forward. Please turn and face the flag of the United States of America, which is behind me, and join our choir under the direction of Ms. Lauren Barnhill in the singing of our national anthem. Please remain standing after the anthem as we say the Pledge of Allegiance.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets reckless, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please join me as we say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Please be seated. Good morning again. My name is Matt Schaefer, and it is my honor to stand here as the principal of Larry A. Ryle High School. We will come together this morning as a school and as a community for the commencement ceremony for the class of 2025. Please join me in welcoming our distinguished guest seated on stage. Dr. Jeff Oswald, Superintendent. You can clap. Dr. Jim Detweiler, Deputy Superintendent. Mr. Eric McCarter, Deputy Superintendent. Ms. Kim Best, Assistant Superintendent. Tara Drysdale, Assistant Superintendent. Ms. Jody Hall, Executive Director. Mr. Eric Ball, Executive Director. Ms. Kathy Rootman, Executive Director. Ms. Karen Bird, Board Member. Ms. Julie Maddox, Board Member. Mr. Jesse Parks, Board Member. Ms. Carolyn Wolf, Board Member. And Ms. Cindy Young, Board Member. On my left, it is with great pleasure that I introduce the members of our administrative team, whose hard work and dedication has been invaluable for me this year. Ms. Elaine Brendel, Assistant Principal. Mr. Dusing, Assistant Principal. Ms. Morgan Meadis, Vice Principal. Mr. Cody Ryan, Assistant Principal. Ms. Amy Coleman, Guidance Counselor. Ms. Tammy Dorgan, Guidance Counselor. Ms. Michelle Schilling, Guidance Counselor. Ms. Elizabeth Tackett, Guidance Counselor. Dr. Jennifer Warford, CCR coach, and Ms. Tiffany Westhoff, instructional coach. It is now my privilege to introduce and recognize some very special members of tonight's audience. Several members of the class of 2025 have made the honorable decision to enlist in a branch of the United States military. Would those students please stand? The students that are enlisting in a branch. Please remain, if you guys would remain standing. At this time, if I could ask all active military or veteran members of all branches of the United States military to please stand and join our students. Thank you. We appreciate your service to our great country. We hold your acts of patriotism, sacrifice, duty, and honor in the name of the United States of America in the highest regard. Graduates, your parents and guardians share this morning with you. Their pride and joy in your achievements reflect their support, encouragement, and love. A special thanks goes to each mom, dad, guardian, grandparent, and everyone else who's helped, and you have entrusted your most valuable possession, your child, into our care. It has truly been a pleasure. On behalf of your children, congratulations on a job well done, and thank you for the patience and perseverance in raising your children. At this time, I would like to ask all parents and guardians of graduating students to please stand so we could honor you. Thank you. And last but not least, to the class of 2025, your teachers and faculty members shared today with you in a special way. Their dedication, hard work, scholarship, and commitment have served to challenge you, setting before you a standard by which your efforts could be measured. For you, I publicly salute and thank them. They care more about you and work harder than you will ever know. I am very proud of all of our teachers. Would the Ryle faculty and all teachers that are in the audience please stand to be recognized. Distinguished guests, fellow administrators, teachers, parents, guardians, and friends, and most especially the class of 25, As your principal, it is indeed my honor to share with you the joy of this special occasion. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce the Ryle Band under the direction of Mr. Joseph Craig for our musical reflection. Delivering the charge to the senior class is Mr. Mike Engler. Mr. Engler has been a teacher and head football coach at Ryle since 2014. But most importantly, he is married to a teacher at Mann Elementary and a proud dad of 4. One of his children is a Ryle graduate, and another is sitting before you as a member of the class of 2025. At this time, please help me welcome Mr. Michael Engler to the podium to deliver the charge to the senior class.
Good morning. I'm kind of the opposite of most guys that are getting old. I have to take my glasses off to actually see the paper. I just can't see you all now. Good morning, Dr. Oswald, board members, Mr. Schaefer, counselors, esteemed faculty, staff, honored guests, and most importantly, the 2025 graduates of Ryle High School. My high school teachers changed my world. And fortunately, along the way, I have had the opportunity to go back and talk to them and tell them on how they have changed my life and how they helped form who I am. I hope all of you, as you move on, will continue to share your lives with the faculty and staff that made a difference in your life. You know, I'll have some phrases from football and stuff in here because you got to have a little bit of the pep talk. But we always talk to our seniors and our players each year that once a Raider, always a Raider. My name is Mike Engler, and I do have the privilege of having one graduating today. I do want to give a shout out to my oldest, though, Jess, who did not have her name called here because unfortunately her graduation year was the COVID year. I also have the opportunity to teach many of you, to coach many of you, but I'm not here today as a teacher, a coach of one of the top schools in the state of Kentucky. I'm here as a fellow traveler on the journey of life, eager to share some thoughts and insights with all of you. When Mr. Schaefer asked me to deliver this commencement address, I had to first ask permission from my wife and my son to see if it was okay. But I was a bit overwhelmed at first because I was thinking, you know, I'm usually never a loss for words, but I was thinking, what should I say? What life-altering words should I deliver to the 2025 graduates that are about to embark on adulthood? What can I say to set the trajectory of a successful career? What rallying cry can I leave with you today? First, I want you to know, graduates, that we are all for you. Everyone in this arena, everyone that lives in Union, Florence, Walton, and even in the state of Kentucky is for you. Someone once said, what's good for the bee is good for the hive. But this is not the end of an era. This is only the beginning of a new chapter. It's that time of year that you know that there's every graduation speech and how it begins, and you know what your favorite part is actually when it ends. So I'm going to try to keep this short. First of all, congratulations, class of 2025. Today is a great day. It's a day to celebrate with families and friends. It's a day that you have been waiting for since you entered kindergarten some 13 or so years ago. For some of you, it's waiting to get out of school and to get on with your life. It's a time when the old childhood rhyme, no more pencils, no more books, no more teachers' dirty looks, describes how you really feel. For many of you, high school graduation is just the next step in your education. Some of you will be headed off to universities, community colleges, trade schools, or even a job, to the daunting task of preparing for a career that you want to pursue. But for all of you, as you return your caps and gowns today and take home your tassels and your diplomas, remember this. The diploma you receive today is your insurance policy with the premium paid in full by your hard work over the last 13 or so years. The value of that policy depends on how much effort you put into your education and what you do with it as you go on. It is such a pleasure to share in this intensity of the emotions filling this arena today. as you, the graduating class of 2025, close this chapter in your life story. Parents, you are probably wondering where the years have gone. I know I am. As you marvel at the accomplishments, the championships, the championship runs, the awards, the honors that these students have seen. It doesn't seem that long ago, though, that these young adults we honor here today were toddling off to kindergarten. Of course, those 13 or so years ago may seem like an eternity to some of you students, and maybe even some of you parents. You are the class of 2025. You're a quarter of the way through this century. You graduate in a century that is still in its infancy. At a time in history when the world is dealing with enormous challenges, but at a time when the opportunities created by those challenges have never been greater. You are a technology natives. You were born and educated in a technological world that was only found in science fiction books and stories when I was your age. Some of you may remember when Star Wars came out and Back to the Future. You are social media. You communicate through social media. You read books and news online. Your technology has shrunk the world. You are a generation that will take us to new dimensions. You will bring solutions to many of the world's problems. Who knows? Some of you may someday live in space or on the moon. Well, I'm going to leave you with some major points this morning and then follow it with a little advice. First of all, graduates, you matter. You know, there are other good people out there. There are some great ones, but there is only one you. You make a difference. What you do impacts others. Your attitudes, your actions, your decisions, your responses. They have a ripple effect, and that is powerful. You can encourage or discourage with a look or a word or even the things that you don't say or do say. You will make mistakes. We all do. We are the sum of our mistakes. We are what we learn from those mistakes. You will make memories. Memories are mostly about how we do things and who we do them with. Memories, after all, are what are in our hearts and our minds, and in the end, what we hope to have. You do get some control over your memories, though, and your story. You will also make choices. You have the power to choose. You choose every day. You make the choice daily. Former superintendent and former Ryle principal Matt Turner used to say every morning, make today a great day or not, the choice is yours. As you leave here today, graduates, I implore you to be enthusiastic, respectful, to compete and produce. You're going to need enthusiasm. Ralph Waldo Emerson once said, nothing was ever achieved without enthusiasm. Learn to lead and learn to follow. Obedience is an underrated talent. It is seen as a negative word sometimes. The ability to put yourself under another's authority is a valuable and rare talent. Nothing is promised, and the competition is coming. The competition is coming. A little advice for you, respect. Start every day with respect. If you want to be respected, treat everybody as if they are the most important person, the most important thing to your success, because you never know where that person might meet up with you again. I tell our football players every year that's being recruited, you talk to the NAIA coach like you talk to the Power 4 Division I coach, because you never know when that coach might be your next coach at your position. Be honest. You will make choices. You will have choices to make, and where a dishonest edge might be gained, whatever is gained will be undermined sometime down the road. The basis of trust is the trust of all things. The value of becoming a known person of character and integrity is priceless. Do one more thing and find one more thing to do. Don't advertise it. Don't put it on social media. Just do it. Help someone. Everybody you are competing with from here on out will be doing what they are asked, doing what is expected. Get out in front. Hustle. Hustling all the time. Win the day. Compete. Wake up each day and attack it with enthusiasm. Finally, 2025 graduates, I wrote a letter to you. The letter says, "Dear 2025 seniors, it is hard to believe that 4 years are almost over. Thank you for being an integral part of the Raider family and making it something very special. Each one of you has become a high-impact Raider. I believe that the trials you have experienced over the past 4 years and have provided opportunities to serve and grow. While each one of you is a very different story, I hope each of you and your experience that you experience what it means to be part of something bigger than yourselves through the many teams, the many organizations, but one Raider family. This class has experienced the extreme lows, but also the highs of championship runs. I believe over time, you will come to realize that these challenges and the mountaintop experiences that you have will help mold you into a person that you need to be. This will help you be impact as leaders and impact your communities and your families. Know this, though, as Mr. Schaefer says, pretty much every morning, you are loved and you have a special purpose ahead of you. I am excited to see how each one of you will impact the world. You will always be a Raider, and I hope that each of you aspire to continue to be a high-impact Raider who leaves a legacy. Everywhere you go, you become the best version of yourselves. I'm going to leave you with a quote by Michael Jordan. He says, "If you're trying to achieve, there will be roadblocks. I've had them. Everybody has had them. But obstacles don't have to stop you. If you run into a wall, don't turn around and give up. Figure out how to climb it, go through it, or work around it." Once again, class of 2025, congratulations again to each of you, and may you succeed in the years ahead. Be sure to come back and visit. Go and make us proud. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Coach. Before I get into my speech, which is much shorter, just kidding, Coach. It is shorter, though. Before I get into my speech, I would like everyone to bow their head for a moment of silence as we remember classmates and family who are not with us today. Thank you. Today marks the end of one chapter of your life, class of 2025, and the beginning of another. As I thought about how to sum up your last 4 years